We want to welcome you here today to One Love Spirit Center. Thank you for joining us today. We are a radically inclusive faith community where we are not tolerated but celebrated. Thank you so much for being here, and we invite you to be inspired with us today.
Happy Easter, everybody. The sun is shining. We are outside celebrating Resurrection Sunday. So glad you are here. Make sure that you share this with somebody. Share it right now to your own Facebook page. If you're watching by YouTube, share this link with somebody else. Now we can also get comments in the live stream on YouTube. That's an upgrade. So glad to have everyone in here with us. And know that your soul is welcome right here in this space as we celebrate new life this month of April. Oh yeah. Hey, yeah. You are welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. Yeah, I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Confess that. I'm in the right place at the right time. Yeah, I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Yeah, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Help me sing. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Yeah, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Yeah, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. The sun has arisen. I hope everyone is welcome in this place today in your own self. Know that we have made this space for you to feel welcome, but you have to be welcome within your own self, loving self and keeping yourself in that space of being welcome in this earth. So many of us are scared of even our own shadows. And many of us we scratch and pull and adjust, and because many of us are not even in love with our own skin, which is the biggest organ on your body. Being aware of yourself and the soul and being comfortable with who you are. And that's what we invite you here for. We are celebrating resurrection, new life. It's one of the reasons we wanted to be outside. Flowers are blooming. Hear that? The birds are singing. Just a beautiful celebration of spring and life today. And also, we acknowledge that this last week was Passover week for our brothers and sisters of the Jewish faith. Monday was Holy Day with an I, Holi, for our brothers and sisters of the Hindu faith.
And this week has been called Holy Week for Christians. Today is Easter, represents resurrection and new life. We're celebrating that with a little bit of gospel music. I mean, for me, I remember back, we used to get up early and do sunrise service. How many of y'all done sunrise service in church? We would get out and do church service, cold or hot, didn't matter what it was, rain or shine. We were outside until the sun rose and they were preaching about Jesus raising from the dead. This is Easter Sunday, and so I thought, you know what, we need to have a little bit of gospel. And my friend Paulette Washington is one of the best gospel singing people on the planet. And so I wanted to share that with you because today I believe the message of this song that God believes in you. So take it away, Paulette.
I know you're hurting. You can make it, feeling deserted, and you just can't take it. See, God has a plan for you, and I must pursue. God believes, yes, He does in you. Sometimes life's burdens, they get so heavy, but we can't give up. We gotta reach our destiny. See, God has a plan that you and I must pursue. God believes. God believes, yes He does. God believes, oh yes He does in you. And that's why you made it through every storm in your life. See, God was protecting you all along. And whatever He promised, I know He's gonna see you through. See, God believes, yes He does. God believes, yes He does. God believes, yes He does. He believes in you. Oh, yes He does. You shall prevail. I know if God is for you, He won't let you fail. In the midst of every storm, I know you shall prevail. Oh, God is for you. Don't be discouraged. He won't let you fail. In the midnight hour, when nobody is around, just know that God, He is faithful. Yes, He is, and He won't let you fail. Oh, you made it through every storm. You made it through every trial. I know you shall prevail. God is for you. God is for you, and He won't let you fail. You made it, you made it, you made it, you made it through every storm. There was God protecting you. Oh, yes, He was. He was protecting you all along. And whatever He promised, oh, you keep your hands in God's hand. He's gonna see you through. 'Cause God believes, yes He does. I know we're in a crisis right now, but God believes. When He needs somebody to stand up and testify of His goodness, He brings circumstances around in our lives so we can stand on His word and let the whole wide world know God believes, that He believes in you and me. Oh, yes, He does. I don't care no matter what the world says. In His word, He said He'll never leave you. He said believes in you.
Paulette Washington, God believes in you. You know, with the spring often comes a lot of allergies and stuff, but I really want to do this song today. This is an old song written by some friends of mine in a band called New Song. This song simply says, "Arise, my love."
Not a word was heard at the tomb that day. Just shuffling soldiers' feet as they guarded the grave. One day, 2 days had passed. Could it be that Jesus had breathed his last? Could it be that the Father had forsaken him, turned his back on his Son, despising all sin? Even hell seemed to whisper, just forget him, he's dead. But then the Father looked down to his Son and said, "Arise, my love, arise, my love. The grave no longer has a hold on you. No more death sting, no more suffering. Arise, arise, my love." Listen. The earth trembled and the tomb began to shake. Like lightning from heaven, the stone was rolled away. Like dead men, the guards, they all stood there in fright as the power of love displayed its might. Then suddenly a melody filled the air, riding wings of wind. It was everywhere. Listen, the words all creation had been longing to hear, the sweet sound of victory, so loud and clear. Oh, arise, my love, arise, my love. Yeah, the grave no longer has a hold on you. No more death sting, no more suffering. Arise, arise. Oh yeah. Listen now. Arise, my love. Arise in our hearts, O Christ. Where are your shackles? Where is your sting? Even death and the grave could not hold the King. Oh, arise, my love, arise, my love. Even the grave no longer has a hold on you.
Arise, my love. The grave no longer has a hold on you. No more death's sting, no more suffering. Arise, arise, my love. I'm going to have to hand this guitar off out here with all these cameras and wires and things. And thank you to my wonderful wife, Miss Carrie Bell. All right. I'm feeling good out here, y'all. Now let me see if I can talk and breathe after that song. That's one of those songs that I have such an admiration for Billy Goodwin. Billy Goodwin is one of the singers with New Song. And Billy Goodwin, he's one of these guys that, because I almost went with New Song as their contemporary Christian group back in 1998. And I idolized Billy Goodwin because he had what we called 5-octave ability to sing. He could sing really low, sing really high. So they decided to write Arise My Love really high in the rafters. And I got to just give it up to the wonderful, amazing, talented Billy Goodwin of New Song. Today is Resurrection Sunday, and we don't celebrate everything the same as the Christian faith does, but we want to acknowledge all religions and the space and the place that they've taken up in our world. And we want to say thank you to the Christian faith, and thank you. I personally say thank you to the Christian faith for all it's taught me. I grew up Christian. In fact, 3 generations Pentecostal preachers. And one of the things that you learn in Pentecostal is how to shout. And you learn how to experience. One of the things that happened in the Pentecostal church was it was very experiential. It wasn't just cerebral. It wasn't just a lecture. There was a lot of experience to it. And for that, I say thank you to the Christian faith. And I say thank you to the Jewish faith for giving us sort of a blueprint for understanding God as Father, or Abba. And I deeply appreciate all of the religions, but today we celebrate Easter, we celebrate resurrection. And what does that mean to us? Well, as you look around and you can see we're outside, the sun is shining, the birds are singing. If you hear them, you may see birds fly by us. Carrie put up a bird feeder not too long ago. She was worried the other day that the birds weren't eating from it, and just this morning we've seen 6 birds and land on it and start eating from it. They've flown north. They normally fly south for the winter. But we see that birds are out and chirping and singing to us. It's new life. We see the flowers are blooming. I'm not going to show you my back porch, because my back porch and everything on the back porch is covered in a layer of yellow. It's pollen. It's everywhere. But it's a symbol of life, and it may irritate and inconvenience us sometimes. But it's a sign that life is blooming. That's what resurrection is. More than the Jesus of history rising from the dead, whether you believe it was literal or not, or a bodily resurrection, or it was just metaphor. Either way, I invite us to allow the Christ presence that Jesus operated in to rise within us, to create that new life. That's why we're calling this the month of manifestation. That's why we're saying that April is the month of manifestation, because we believe, especially in the morning meditations that we've been doing, that we're manifesting a new life. We're getting into that strand, that what Dr. Joe Dispenza calls the quantum field. We're taken from that quantum field of creation and power and vibration and energy, and we're creating the life we want. The space and place in this life that we have believed for. Wishes becoming fulfilled. Literally, what I believe we're doing is refiring and rewiring the brain to operate in congruence and in unity, brain, heart, and body, thought, emotion, and feeling. Getting them in harmony. Even Siddhartha, the Buddha, said, if you can get the whole man, and he used the word man during his time, the whole man, human, in unison and in unity, you will experience enlightenment every day. That's what I'm inviting us into as we go through this meditation process. But what is it that we could resurrect from the life of Jesus, allowing that Christ consciousness to rise within us? Well, Jesus said to love your neighbor as yourself. Jesus said to love your enemies, to do good to those who wish you harm, pray for those who oppress you, and bless those who curse you. If we could start living that as a part of our daily philosophy, we change the whole world just with those few things. Furthermore, Jesus said that He desired that we would realize our oneness with the Father just like Him. And Patricia, who's on our board, Patricia regularly quotes this one, "I thank you, God, that you hear me every time I pray." Can you imagine what would happen if you had that kind of a relationship with the God, the Father and Mother of all of creation, which is pure presence, divine? That you knew beyond a shadow of a doubt every time you prayed you were heard. Not necessarily answered with the answer you want. Many of us give up praying, especially petitionary prayer. We give up petitioning when we don't hear yes. We're kind of like children. My kids don't like to hear no. They want to hear yes all the time. They don't even want to hear maybe, and they don't want to hear wait. Most of us don't either. We want to hear yes, and we want it right now. This is why I challenged us to be a part of a 30-day meditation without missing a day. 30 days of meditation. Is it easy to get up that early in the day and start your day? It may not be easy, but I'm asking you, what would you pay to actually have the life you want? To be able to have non-attachment to fear, to no longer think in terms of being trapped within the job you don't want, or trapped within the relationships you don't want, or trapped, period. What would you give for your freedom? Would you give 30 days to a new plan, to write a new blueprint for your life? That's why I'm inviting us into that, because I'm asking, can we spend our emotional currency on focusing in on what we really want rather than spending our currency fighting against what we don't want? Those who are in a fight, and let me say this right now, if you are fighting for racial justice, you're going to stay in a fight. If you're fighting for male and female equality, you're going to remain in a battle. If you're fighting for better health, you're going to remain in a fight. But if you will believe for it, if you will set your intention toward it and let go of the fight, you will let go of the struggle. We even use language like, I'm fighting for. Let go of the fight, and the fight will let go of you. Somebody needs to write that down. You need to put it in the comments right now. Hey, come on, somebody, and shout. Let go of the fight, and the fight will let go of you. You don't have a fight to fight unless you believe you do. Set your intention toward what you want, not what you don't want. See, the thing is, you're going to get what you really, really want, and you're going to get what you really, really don't want. And that's because your energy is going toward both. Why not turn all of your energy toward what you do want instead of what you don't want? Train your brain to be in harmony with the heart and in harmony with the body, and speak to it as the CEO, which is your conscious awareness. You are the CEO of your life. Not the thoughts, not the emotions, and not the feelings. Get them in congruence. Get them in unity with what you want. This is the resurrection power that you've been given. Literally, you will start to write the story you have decided to tell about your life on the very biological cells that build up this body. There's scientific proof for what I'm telling you right now. Science behind it, quantum physics, epigenetics. You're down-leveling and downgrading bad cells or negative cells, and you're up-leveling and up-programming positive cells. You are what you think about. And what do you think about? So resurrection power, to me, this was Jesus letting us know. Let me go through the miracles. Jesus heals a man of his blindness. Whether you believe it's literal or metaphorical, either way, he relieves this man of not being able to see. He relieves another man of his deafness, giving him his ability to hear. These are senses. He relieves another man of his what's called a crippled hand. There's a different terminology for it in the scriptures, but he releases this man from a crippled hand, giving him the ability, because he just told the Pharisees the kingdom of God is at hand. He actually releases this man's hand from being crippled to being able to receive what is already at hand. The metaphors are immense in this whole situation. As we see Jesus walk on water, was Jesus literally walking on water? I don't personally believe he was literally walking on water, but I believe it's metaphor to let us know we can rise above the elements of this planet when we live in harmony with what God has given us, which is mind, emotions, and feelings in the body. When we bring our senses into alignment with the heart, and the heart in alignment with the mind, and the mind in alignment with conscious awareness, we begin to resurrect our own new life. We've cleared the pathway. Now we're building. We've already deconstructed. Now we're leaving the fight and the deconstruction, and we're reconstructing the life we truly want. To me, resurrection reminds me that I can let go of the old and move into the new. That I can dump off the old life of clocking into somebody else's clock, of living, feeling like I've just got to go and I've got to do it and I've got to make sure that I keep up with the life I have. And we get trapped in building in the corporate and capitalistic society that we live in instead of really living free. What is it going to take for us to begin to draw and attract everything that life should be bringing to us? Are you repelling it, or are you attracting it? I can promise you, if you're fighting, you're going to struggle. But shouldn't we fight for justice? No, we should declare the justice that already is, and we should we should be a part of having our voice in it, but we need to declare it as if it's done instead of scrapping for it. If you're fighting, it means you're having a struggle, and it does not mean you're a conqueror. And Paul, even St. Paul said, ye are more than conquerors. Type in the comments, I am more than a conqueror, which means the fight is over. Come on, somebody, type it in the comments. I am more than a conqueror, which means the fight is over. I don't have to fight with a devil. I don't have to fight with my own self. I choose to live as a conqueror, which means now I can be in gratitude for it already being here with me. And then you train your whole being as if you already have your wishes fulfilled. This is what I am that I am means. It doesn't say I will be what I will be. It means I am right now already everything that I need to be. Because see, we don't really attract as much what we want as we attract what we are. And so if you're living as the conquering individual, identifying with the resurrection of the Christ within, you already are abundant life. You already are. Pat yourself on the chest and say, I already am abundant life. I already am. There's nothing missing and nothing broken, not in reality. I already am abundant life. And as I sit out here and I see the trees and the beautiful grass and the flowers, even the flowers that we tend to call weeds. You know, the difference between a weed and a flower is what? A judgment. But as I look at the growth and I see the greenery, I see the flowers around us, I realize that all of creation is just doing what it do. When are we going to start just doing what we do? The moment we realize we are a human being, not just a human doing, we'll start doing without having to strain or fight or be in strife. Today is our opportunity to let go of every image that we've had of this God off in the sky somewhere, even the good images, letting go of the good for the great. I mentioned earlier in one of our Facebook messages, and then I put it also on Facebook, that I wanted you to take a piece of paper and write down what you think of when you hear the word God. Good and bad, positive and negative, great and not so great, the things you struggle with and the things you appreciate. I ask you to write it all down. I ask you to write it down because what I want us to do is I want us to get rid of that. I want us to bury that today. I want us to burn it up. I want us to let it go. I want us to release it because even the good is not as great as it can be. See, when the Buddha, Siddhartha, was asked by one of his students, he was asked about God. The saying is, the legend is that he kept noble silence. And they pushed him for more. He sat in silence for several minutes. And they said, but Buddha, why do you remain silent? He said, because If I use a word to describe what you're asking for, you will make an idol out of the word, and you'll miss the essence of what it is. The reason I've asked you to write these things down, good and bad, is because I want us to let go of the good and the bad. Even with me calling it conscious awareness, calling it pure presence, I've labeled it and sometimes can negate it simply because I've already created a shape and an image around what I think it is. Today is a day that marks new life, and sometimes you have to close an old door just to be willing to walk through a new one. So today I'm inviting us to take that image of God and burn it up. I've brought all the tools I need right here myself. Actually, I didn't bring them. Carrie put this out here for me, so thank you, baby. And I'm going to let go of all of the labels that I've created around this idea of God. I don't want an idea. See, Christ in me, the hope of glory. If we read it as a Christian, we think of the Jesus of history. And if you think of the Jesus of history, you make it too small. Christ in me, the hope of glory. Some think of Christ consciousness as relayed in New Thought ministries. If you do that, you also make it too small, because now it's Unity or Centers for Spiritual Living or Unitarian, and those all have doctrines, theologies, and ideas, and we've built an image around it. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm saying I don't want to limit it anymore. I want to live my life limitless. You can live your life without boundaries. You can live your life without limits. You can live your life free from even your own ideas about what you think God is. So, today for our meditation time, that's what I want us to do. I want us to take a few moments, allow the music, just listen to the music, and as words and images come to you about what you think God is, as those images arrive, write them down. We're going to get rid of them. You say, even the good? Yes, even the good. Because again, we've created a static image. A photograph is not a living organism. A photograph captures that moment and freezes it in time. This is why I've asked you before, if you don't believe you're changing, look at a picture of you 10 years ago. That frozen in time static image, that was created. It's nice to go back and look, but that's not who you are. That's not who God is. These pictures of a white Jesus with blonde hair or even brownish hair and blue eyes, who has a British accent, that's not God. That wasn't even Jesus during his time when he walked this planet. That's the white Jesus that was created and utilized it, unfortunately, to even bring atrocities on the planet. Because the thing is that if you can get people to believe erroneous ideas, you can get them to commit atrocities. And that's what's happened throughout time. So what I want us to do during this time of meditation is let go of the old so we can experience on the other side of it resurrection. Let the Christ rise within you and get rid of the crisis that you've been committing so deeply. See, we're letting it all go. So, take a few moments, allow the music, allow space. Empty out. And as thoughts come to mind about what you think God is, just write it down. Be in that space with me. In just a few moments, we're going to let it go. We're going to release it. We're going to let go of all of our ideas so that we can be free to all that is God. So take a few moments. I'm allowing my mind to think of all images that I've created, even the words, so that I can let go of those images and those limiting words. audacity we have to release it, to let it go. If we will let go of limited thinking, this truly will be a remarkable Resurrection Sunday for us all. Are you willing to let go of all of your images? Ceremoniously, I will ask you to join me in burning up or balling up and throwing away, whatever you prefer, all of the labels, all of the limited words, all of the ideas that have clogged up my soul. I know that this physical act doesn't really do it, but it gives us the ability to see the letting go. The free will choice I've made to release it. To allow the Holy Spirit fire within me to burn it away, to let it go. So join me now in releasing all that I think I know about God. The wind is blowing. Yeah. Let you go. I release and let it go. It's gone. I've laid aside, I've let die all images, even the limiting words. You say, well, what do we do now? We don't have any way to shape it. Don't. The art of letting go is simply letting go. See, this is the difference between belief and truth. A belief is something we hold on to. We've figured it. We've run the numbers. We know we have it. Truth and faith. Belief and faith, two different things. Belief, we mentioned this not too long ago, is holding on to something. Truth and faith is letting go, making way for the truth, whatever it may be. Belief says it needs to fall within this boundary. What we've done today is let go of belief, giving way to faith. But what now? There's no next. There's only the present moment. There's only the present moment. And it's the greatest gift you could ever have. I believe that we can release and let go. Creating new life for ourselves. Creating new space and place for the pure presence to come. I let go. I let go. I let go. Receive a deep breath in. Would you just receive a deep breath? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you. The truth is making us free. to really be one love, Spirit Center, alive and well, powerful, grateful, full of thanksgiving. Everybody good? Everybody good? Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for being in this place today. I do want us to carry this feeling in our body the rest of the day. I've let go. I've let go. Every time you think that there's some way to define it, let go of the definition. You'll find that when you let go of your definitions, when I'm not defining it, it begins to refine me and refine me and bring me into full unity with what truly, truly is. Folks, this is powerful stuff. I'm telling you, if you live it, if you'll practice it, be habitual about it, you'll create a habitat that's truly life. That's why Jesus said, I come to give you life and life more abundant. There's abundant life there. We just have to get attuned to it. That's it. The radio station is playing. Just tune into it. All right, all right. So I have some special announcements to make. Well, I say they're special. They're special to me because I love to see our community thriving and moving and going forward. We are planning to have an in-person service. We wanted to wait. We heard there were some folks who reached out and said they were concerned about us having it in April. Let's give this vaccine time to move around. We agreed. And so we put the brakes on. But we do feel like that by around the first or second week in May, we should have a lot of vaccines in place. Those who are not vaccinating, I understand completely. We will still have masks and we'll have sanitizer. We'll let you know the exact date, but I wanted to go ahead and get that out there, that we are actually planning on having an in-person service. I know we've had a false start a couple of times. You said, yeah, but you've said this already 2 or 3 times. I know. We're actually going to do it this time to whoever is comfortable with being there in person. Come on, get prepared to come. Those who are not, know that we will be feeding this a live stream for that service. Super excited about it, and it's going to be coming up soon. Also, don't forget our book study. We are doing our book study on Wednesday evenings, going through Brene Brown's book, Braving the Wilderness. We continue in that book. We have chapter 6 coming up this coming Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you've missed the other commentaries on the book, you can go back and watch them. They're archived right here. Just click on videos when you come to our Facebook page. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's One Love Spirit Center on YouTube. We don't know how long Facebook is going to keep Facebook Live in place. I'm not worried about it, but I am telling you that they are removing watch party options, which means we're going to have to find a different way to re-air our meditations. They're getting rid of watch party. Last year, when the pandemic first hit, they had discontinued Facebook Live. So I don't know whether they're going to keep it around or not. We will find out. Facebook's going through some things. They found out that there were 500 million people's information, private information, that was exposed just this last week through hackers. So I don't know what Facebook's going to do. We're not going to worry about it, but I want us to be prepared for YouTube. So please subscribe to the YouTube channel. One of the things that's nice is that YouTube has instituted or has started live comments. That means that if we have to go to YouTube only, we can do that, still have the ability to interact with each other by typing in the comments. I like that. It's a blessing. YouTube's been around a long time. I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon. Our meditations, we continue to do meditations, and guess what? I have added 6:30 a.m. every morning, Monday through Friday, on the weekends at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I haven't created a graphic or a slide for that yet, but I'm making that announcement. Gives us a little longer to sleep on the weekends for those who don't work on the weekends, but it's Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and on Saturday and Sunday, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 8 a.m. Please share that. Again, subscribe. If you haven't been a part of the meditations, what we're calling manifestation meditation, if you haven't been a part of it yet, we did our 4th session today. Go back and re-watch those. Everyone who's been a part of those meditations, continue to practice throughout the day. Let's practice. Practice creates habit. Habit creates habitat. I don't know if there are any other announcements. All right, it's offering time. So I'm going to ask you today to do something that I don't normally ask. I'm going to ask you to consider giving what I'm calling a resurrection offering. I'm calling it a resurrection offering, and I'm asking that you consider giving. Those who have not given before, consider doing it. Now, here's one of the reasons I'm asking. Many of us, and this is not always so, but many of us live our life paycheck to paycheck, often because of the decisions we've made. Some of us choose not to give because we don't think we have to give. One of the best ways for you to get yourself out of that poverty mentality is start giving as if you already have it to give. I don't mean give $500 if you don't have $500. That's not what I'm saying. But maybe you can give $5. Maybe you can give $2. Maybe you can pass two $1 bills to someone homeless who is on an exit off of the interstate, or someone that you know. But start giving like you believe you live abundant. This is not a way to get a bunch of money from you. I promise you, I'm not trying to trick you. But if you keep your soul elastic by giving, you're going to remain elastic and stretchable. And as you do that, you're going to be seeing more increase come into your life. But I'm asking you to consider a resurrection offering today. The offering information is on the screen. You can give by sending a check or money order to the P.O. Box, P.O. Box 564, Gray, Georgia 31032. Those who like to give digitally through Venmo, you can give through PayPal. All of that information is on the screen right now, and you're able to go and give if you so feel free to do so. All right, we're going to get ready for our theme song, our One Love song, but I'm going to need my guitar back. And so Carrie, who is having to be in charge of the sound and in charge of cameras, is all of a sudden turning into a guitar tech too. She's having to bring me my guitar. Thank you, baby. It's warmed up now too because the sun was starting to shine on the strings. All right. I have enjoyed being with you today outside. This is just so different. Go and enjoy Easter Resurrection Sunday with your family and friends. Go eat a boiled egg or go egg hunting or just go find something good. Man, Reese's Bunnies. Reese's Cup Bunnies. Oh, thank you, Jesus. That makes me feel like resurrection already. Here we go. One love, yeah. One love. One heart. Let's get together and feel alright. One love, oh yeah. One heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Oh yeah, let's get together and feel alright. I want to sing it again with you. Come on, sing. One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Hear the people crying. One love, oh yeah. One heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Oh yeah, let's get together and feel alright. Everybody give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Yes, I will. I want to say a very special acknowledgement for all of those who struggle with the challenge of autism, to those who care for your loved ones who face the challenge of autism. One of the reasons that our logo today has blue, it's lined in blue, is because we are acknowledging autism and we are acknowledging the challenge that folks face who deal with autism within their own body and those who are caretakers. Our vice president of the board, our own Elle Parker, her beautiful daughter, Asia, is an autistic young lady who struggles with or has the challenges that come along with that. And Elle, we want you to know that we see you, we acknowledge you, and we celebrate the power that it takes, the commitment that it takes to be the caretaker that you are. And not only do you care for Asia, but you bring education to others and you bring community to others who are in the challenge of autism. So today we acknowledge all of those. And we acknowledge Friday was actually, I think it was international, but I know it was at least national Disabilities Recognition Day. Anyone who deals with what we call a disability. You know, we only call those things abnormal because it's a smaller percentage. It doesn't mean anyone is any less than those who don't have, or those who don't have those disabilities. It's not about being less. It's about being unique. And there's a unique gifting that comes along with those disabilities. But we send our love and our appreciation for all of those who face any challenge of disability. But again, we wanted to acknowledge within our own family, with Elle Parker's beautiful daughter, Asia. And thank you, Elle, for educating us on that and keeping us posted on that. Let's go to our affirmations now. We're going to get prepared to bring this service to an end. Remember to join us in the morning. I affirm that I am inclusive, compassionate, kind, and strong. I am awake, aware, and fully alive. I am pure presence. I am divine. And I am one love. And so it is. Thank you so much for being here today. We love you. We celebrate you. And we appreciate you. Go and make it a great week because you simply can. Happy Resurrection Day, everybody. Peace.